Hi everyone, welcome to the video. In this video I'm going to show you Medieval CAS custom content that I use in my game. I play Ultimate Decade Challenge, have over 40 episodes of that on my channel. I am in 14th century, which is end of medieval period, and I accumulated quite a bit of clothing, hair, accessories that helped me to create that medieval/14th century look. I already made similar video to this, but about medieval gameplay mods, retextures and build and buy items. I will leave a link to that video in the description and in the cards. And initially I wanted to make one big long video about all of the CAS, medieval CAS items that I use, but now when I actually tried doing that, I think it's just a lot. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to split it in 3 parts. And I think it can be actually more digestible for you to navigate. We're going to separate clothing, hair and accessories. And this video is all about clothing. I think it's the most exciting part. Surprisingly, not the biggest category. Surprisingly, accessories is my biggest. Medieval accessories is my biggest category of items. In this video I will show you clothing and I will leave links to as many items as I can find. Links will be in the description and in the pinned comment if I run out of space in the description. And this video will be separated into chapters, so you can skip around to look for the part that you're interested in. We're going to start with feminine frame Sims clothing and then move on to masculine frame, kids, toddlers, infants. For a feminine frame Sims, I use primarily full body outfits. I use only full body outfits for people, but I will use tops for satyrs because their bottom part is their satyr legs. These dresses that I'm showing you right now are all from Mesmerizing, and I downloaded them for my medieval Slavic inspired area of the world. They're not specifically made for that, but it's the closest thing that I could find for what I was looking for. And when it comes to the top that I mentioned that I would use for satyrs, is this one also by Mesmerizing. I do have a lot of their custom content, and you will notice the theme throughout my custom content folder that I tend to have a lot of CC from one specific creator. And in general, if you liked one thing from the creator, there's really high likelihood that you will like their other creations. I also have here a number of outfits that look like really warm winter coats. I also searching for them for my Slavic inspired area of the save. One of the coats recolored to look like Rhaenyra's coat from House of the Dragon. I like this quite a bit, and it's nice to have options for cold weather. I also use this one despite that flat bit at the front. There is some pieces that not necessarily medieval, but I would still use them. Not that one. Something like this. This is not made to be medieval, but this looks like just some random clothing robes thrown together, tied with a belt, and for some situations, some characters, it can be useful. Also something like this, clearly not medieval, way too open to be medieval, but for fairies with open back, so their wings can be comfortable. I feel like this is very nice. I am a lot looser with how I dress occults than with how I dress people. With people, I try to be historically accurate as much as possible because it seems, but also leaving room for my aesthetic preferences. And as I said, with occults, I tend to be a lot looser with what I dress them into. I have one fairy wearing this dress, but at the same time, with exception of glowing bottom, it could be a medieval dress. I use this outfit for a character of mine that is riding a dragon, flying a dragon. I use Rideable Dragons mod from Jane Simpson. I just thought that it looks a bit more comfortable than full-length dress. I really like this dress. I tend to like things that look messier, not as well fitted, and looks good from the front. You can throw something over her shoulder or use this for fairies, but when you turn it around, there is a lizard tail. I think this is conversion from another game. I'm not familiar with the game. It's very pretty if you want your sim to be a lizard. Here I have a couple of these dresses. I do really like this one. I think this is reworked version of this dress or this dress. Yes, I think this is original dress, and it's meant to be Sansa's dress from Game of Thrones. And then it reworked to be more historical with these two versions. I do have multiple of pieces from creator Moriel. Again, not historically accurate things, but I would use them here and there, really, really rarely. Some armor, under armor looking stuff, some underwear looking stuff, some bloody looking stuff. Never know when you need those. I use this dress for one of my werewolves, and also this one as an outfit, not a dress. I really like this outfit. The creator is Satterley. I don't know if this is original piece or if this is conversion, but it looks so good. It's so detailed. It's very 3D when you compare it to usual Sims 4 stuff. So everything, to the strings of an apron having a volume to it, looks really nice. I really like it. It also looks really warm, so I tend to use it for cold weather or like older characters. I have two outfits from Lord of the Rings. They look really fancy. I used this one on one of my fairies. I just decided that he should be very extra for entirely no reason. Big fan of this dress with an apron, with a bit of a lacing on the front. It's not a corset, it's just basically a type of closure. Corsets are not a thing yet. Yeah, I'm really big fan of this one dress. This dress to me looks very bougie. I would use this one for like a princess or a queen, or at least someone with a title. A lot of this custom content I initially got from the Sim line on Tumblr. They do such a good historical custom content collections. I don't know how to properly call it. They find really good pieces and will compile them by the century, by the decade. I think the catalog that they created is really good. And if you want to start Ultimate Decades and you're not history nerd or historical fashion enthusiast, and you simply just don't know how 14th century clothing looks, just like me, I feel like it could be good resource to look for custom content. Alongside with looking on like, drawings from the time period, or maybe people reenacting time period and actually wearing historical clothing. But I feel like it's also not easy to translate that real life. Not this. But I feel like it's also not easy to translate that real life picture onto Sims 4 outfit. All that to say that I do really recommend you to check out the Simline Tumblr. Ultimate Decades player, historical Sims 4 player, or just into medieval aesthetic. Really like these dresses, they're really fun, really princessy. They do have that more of a medieval fantasy romance vibe. Another simple dress with an apron, could never have too many of those. Certain outfits I associate with certain characters. For example, for me, this dress belongs to Bella Goth, who was queen of my medieval save. I say was because a lot of time has passed. But this dress, as well as all the others, has a bunch of swatches in different colors. It's just the red swatch in my head cemented as Bella's dress. For example, like this purple dress is in my head, is Black Widow's dress, because I did Medieval Black Widow Let's Play, really short one, and it went off the rails really quick, but in the beginning there was Black Widow rules. I'm really bad at selling my content. I saw this purple dress on her lot. Now I think of this dress as Black Widow dress, even though it's purple. Let's move on. These two dresses, this one and three dresses, also this one. These are from conversions from Kingdom Come by Satterley. They look so good. I love them so much. I haven't played that game, but I watched a little bit of Let's Plays, mostly staring at the clothing and buildings. I want all of that converted to The Sims, because all of that's so good. It's just so well done. It's just right amount of details, right amount of imperfection. I love these dresses. I wish they would come with swatches though, but that would mean that creator would have to create swatches. I really like this nightgown. It's not necessarily medieval. I think it would suit a lot better for later periods, but I do use it just because it's really good nightgown and has clean white swatches, dirty swatches, bloody swatches, very bloody swatches, a little bloody swatches, and also different variation of those, like in not as bright white like a bit yellowish, a bit grayish versions, and also versions with embroidery on the sleeves. This is another dress that I really like. I specifically like it for how simple it is. With the right accessories, hair covering, some nice belt, it's really good medieval dress. And it has a bunch of swatches, so many good swatches. These three right here by Daisaya, I hope I'm pronouncing name correctly. This one, and this one. Probably my favorite medieval dresses ever. They just sit so well. They provide variety, with this one having cutouts on the side, this being one short sleeve dress over another long sleeve one, and this being like undergarment version or one layer version. But you still can layer accessory shirts underneath it and create the illusion of layers, which is how clothing were worn in the medieval period, and all of them have really good swatches. I really like them, and I think they sit really well on the character. This is another couple of dresses that may be not specifically made to be medieval, but I do use them. This one looks really fancy. It looks like it embroidered with golden threads, so I would use it for richer theme. Really like this dress. I like the cutouts on the side with some thread being laced in there. I like that you can see layers of it, and it also has really nice swatches, some simple ones and some with embroidery or some kind of design. I don't know if it's necessarily embroidery. I think I used this dress once or twice for some side characters. I have this winter coat looking outfit with lions, but lions not on all of the swatches, so there is swatches without lions. And from here and below, I have custom content pieces by Medieval Sim Tailor and Carpenter. They make conversions from Sims Medieval. Iconic, kind of bizarre game, but they made so many conversions. You be scrolling through their page, and I don't know if you would have patience to go through all of that. I do really recommend you to check them out on Patreon. Usually I would go to creators' Patreons. This is like the easiest way to download the things. I really like this dress, specifically this one. It looks like a lot of messy layers thrown together, tied with a belt. There's some messy undergarments. There is also some clothing that not necessarily medieval, or rather not necessarily 14th century or anything historically accurate. This is how creators of Sims medieval games saw or imagined medieval attire. So I don't have everything by Medieval Sim Tailor and Carpenter, but I do have quite a bit. Also a lot of my masculine frame Sims clothing from them, because masculine frame Sims tend to be overlooked. My favorites from them, as I said, this one, a bit messier looking one. This one, it looks really simple, but that's exactly why I like it. I think this is originally non-outfit, but it's been separated, so the head covering would be separate and the dress itself would be separate, and I think it's very versatile on its own. And also this creator does a lot of taking apart meshes of clothing to make them more versatile, more usable. And also this one I really like. These cutouts on the side, visible layers, and all of their stuff has a lot of swatches. Now when we looked at feminine frame Sims, we can move on to masculine frame Sims. For masculine frame Sims, I would sometimes use separate tops and bottoms. Really rarely, really, but sometimes. So I will show you the ones that I would use. I used a couple of times this tunic. It's called Viking tunic, so it's not medieval, at least not made to be medieval, but it can pass sometimes. I do have a couple of pieces. I do have quite a bit of stuff from Mesmerizing. I don't use most of this. A lot of their stuff comes in like bundles, and sometimes I would want one or two things from the bundle, download the whole thing. I do love all of their stuff, it's just that not all of it fits medieval period. And I would use these tops, these long tunics for satyrs. It's just one of the cool types that I decided to add to my medieval save, and I put them in tunics so we don't have to question the anatomy, if you know what I mean. There is also some interesting pieces that I don't mind using, maybe for occults, for wolves or someone who does not require a lot of clothes. Okay, going back to things that I actually use. I like to throw this towel on their swimming outfits, it's just nice detail. I have this shirt, it's a recolored modern sweater And I also have from Medieval Sim Tailor and Carpenter a couple of tops. They usually come in two versions, tucked in and not. Really like this one. I think this is the one I use the most. When it comes to bottoms, there's really only one that I actually use, and it's this hose. They come in a bunch of swatches, so very versatile. But for their swimwear, I would sometimes use these pieces from L'Oreal, kind of to suggest that they're just swimming in the river naked, but for them not to actually be naked, because it seems for making videos for YouTube. That's all that I would use from separate tops and bottoms. The rest is similar to women, is full body outfits. Here we have this short nightgown. I use it very often for sleepwear. I have a couple of outfits that come from Royalty mod, which is big gameplay mod. I don't use these outfits, but where is the second one here? But the characters dressed in these outfits are walking around, because they kind of NPC, but in more regular sense of term NPC. They do something. This is outfit of tax collector, and this is outfit of a merchant. There is some outfits in here that are not medieval, very clearly not medieval, this ruffle and stuff, but I will still use them just because they look good. This looks really cool. I find medieval clothing for men really boring, so I do it a lot more for men than I do for women. I just realized that this outfit has checkered pants. Didn't notice it before. Cool. Also, this is the outfit that I used, a really fancy looking outfit. I do like it a lot. I have this outfit, which looks like modern clothing. If you try to go to the Halloween party as a medieval peasant, but put outfit out of your actual clothes, this is what it looks like to me. Maybe with the right footwear, with the right boots, hat, maybe a cape, could work, but in all honesty, I never used this one. But it's one of the first things that I found and downloaded. Did use this one, and I really like it. I have this huge armor suit. I really like this outfit from L'Oreal. I think this is what my medieval Greg is wearing. I gave Greg a medieval makeover, and he kind of accidentally became a favorite character of mine after that. I like this outfit with a belt. Also, I have this Lord of the Rings outfit. I already showed you. It works for masculine frame Sims too, and everything else that I have is from Medieval Sim Tailor and Carpenter. All of it has a bunch of swatches, turn up undergarments, some good looking undergarments, various of outfits, some interesting looking outfits, some very nice and simple looking outfits. I like outfits that come with pouches of some sort. It just looks really realistic to carry your stuff around with you. A lot of these outfits will come with the shoes attached, which I personally like, because it means that I don't have to look for shoes as well. I do have some, but technically you don't have to if outfits already come with the shoes. The less items are in your mods folder, the better, trust me. I have this very fancy looking robe. I'm a fan of this one. In this plenty of swatches, there is also two-toned options, which is kind of a trend of the middle of the 14th century, if I remember correctly. And I'm now in the middle of 14th century, so maybe I should start dressing my bougier Sims in the two-color kind of color blocking, before color blocking was a word. I really like this outfit. There's a couple of outfits with similar idea, but at different details. This looks like fancier outfit, maybe for a king or a prince. A big fan of this one. Looks really warm. Kind of a short one for a masculine frame Sims, and it's actually going to get shorter now as we're gonna move on to children. For girls, I only use full body outfits. I have this dress that I would use sometimes as a sleepwear, but more often for hot weather outfit. And there is also different recolors of it with more swatches and plaid swatches, a lot of plaid swatches. As is a dress by Daisaya, I would use as a nightgown. This is two outfits that I would use for a character that's a girl dressing as a boy. This one has a bunch of swatches, and also this one. I think this is Ciri's outfit from the Witcher game. I like how messy it looks. And the rest of these outfits are from Medieval Sim Tailor and Carpenter. A lot of their conversions from the Sims medieval game, if not all of them, are also converted for kids and toddlers and sometimes even infant infants. I think this dress exists for all of the age stages, and I really like it. I especially like it on toddlers because on toddlers it looks like it's just way too big for them, which is kind of cute. And the rest also here is the torn underwear, the nice dresses. These shorts, I would often put this one as a swimwear. This dress, as nice as it looks, it's not really medieval because of the corset. At least to me, this top part looks like a corset, also with the straps. Sometimes I would put something over the shoulders, like accessories that covers the shoulders, a cape, cloak of some sorts, and then it kind of can pass. I really like this outfit for kids. I think this one is really nice with a little pouch. Very simple. It looks like something that child would be riding around in, as well as this one. For boys, I do have some tops and bottoms, similar as for masculine frame sims. I have this Viking short and these tops that I already showed you, and the same bottoms, this same hose. For full body outfits, I think I have even less for the boys than I have for girls. I have these same outfits that I already showed you on girls, theory outfit, and the rest is from Medieval Sim Tailor and Carpenter, but essentially it's all of the exact same outfits that I have for adults. Usually when you download from this creator, when you download specific outfit, you downloading this outfit for all of the age stages, which I think really handy. I have even less clothing when we go down to toddlers. For girls, I have this same dress that I already showed you for children, and all of the I think pretty much all of the same outfits that I had for children, but converted for toddlers from Medieval Sim Tailor Carpenter. As I said, I really like this one on toddlers. It looks really cute and really big. And for boys, toddlers, we have same tops as for kids and adults, and the same hose, and all of the same outfits from Medieval Sim Tailor and Carpenter. I would only use a few really for toddlers, the ones that look the simplest, the most comfortable, something that would be easier to put on such a small kid. When it comes to infants, I do have all of the same outfits as for toddlers for them, but I only use this one with just long shirt, or this one for colder weather, fall winter period, because it looks warmer. The infants, I don't think they need anything more. The last thing that I will show you in this video is shoes. I left them to the end. For me, shoes are kind of their own category, but I also don't have a lot of shoes. I have 4 pairs of shoes from Medieval Sim Tailor and Carpenter. I think those are really nice, and I do use them regularly. In addition to those for women, I would also use a lot these ones. I really like these ones. You don't really see shoes under their dresses, maybe a little bit. Sometimes I would also use these. They go with that nice satyr dress that I was talking a lot about, this one. But as I said, you kind of barely see shoes, so I don't really worry about having a variety of them. But those are the ones that I actually use. I have a couple of more, but they kind of just sit there without me actually using them. This is definitely my favorite. For men, let me put you into something that doesn't have shoes. Here you go. I have those same 4 pairs from Medieval Sim Tailor and Carpenter. They have a lot more shoes than this. This is just ones that I downloaded and I like using. Then I also have a couple more pairs of boots that I would use from time to time. These ones, this is probably my favorite boots for men. I like the detail at the top. For kids, I only have these 4 pairs of shoes from Medieval Sim Tailor and Carpenter, and the same thing for toddlers. And for infants, I don't use shoes. Just cannot be bothered. I don't pay much attention to dressing up an infant. In Ultimate Decade, they only infants for 5 in-game days. And usually, I cannot wait for those 5 days to be over. This is all when it comes to clothing. Next part, I will probably do hair, and I will save accessories for the last, the biggest one for the last. These videos will be shorter than video where I shoved gameplay, textures, and building by custom content all in one, but maybe it's for the best. It's definitely better for my sanity, because I know how many links I need to find, and I'm very disorganized with my custom content. I have one massive Pinterest folder where I keep all of the pins with custom content that I ever been interested in downloading. That's my organization. I'm gonna save this family to use them for hair and accessories videos. I think they're cute. This is all for this video. All of the links in the description, as well as links for my other videos regarding medieval custom content. I will put their link for gameplay build and buy custom content video, and when I do future videos about medieval hairs and medieval accessories, I will also add those links in. If you're looking for some medieval builds without custom content, check out my gallery. I think it's LunaGames. My brain is melting a little bit, but it's always in the description at the very end of it. I have a little catalog of builds that I done for my medieval save, and I do them all without custom content. If you want medieval gameplay, check out my Ultimate Decades playthrough. We are over 50 years in, over 40 episodes, and we're about to start 4th generation. Very exciting times in the challenge. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, please leave it a like, leave a comment down below, share your favorite medieval and historical custom content creators. And if you want to stick around, consider subscribing to the channel. I see you in the next video. Bye!